Do we have one that we haven't caught yet? I think I might audible us to a different one. No. FBL versus TCA is the only other one we haven't looked at. TCA is Group 1. TCA is winning that. I don't think there's a reason to watch that game. So, Entity, Wookiee 05, Ray, and Shots. That's how we started, was Ray and Shots, so we don't need to see that one. So it would be between Entity and Wookiee 05 or TODN and UNWATS. So in Group 8, UNWATS and TODN. UNWATS is in the first place, but okay, they need to defeat TODN to secure it, basically. And then Entity and Wookiee 05 is in Group 5. Entity and Wookiee is on the... Okay, Entity's gonna... So we'll stay with where we're at. We'll stay with where we're at. That's fine. Okay. So, TODN versus... UWTS again. The Unicums without the stats.
What if there are Unicums with the stats?
Well, then they would be doing better.
I don't know. I've seen some Unicums completely fail in comp because they just can't grasp
That, of course,
the concept.
That, of course, is a joke, y'all. I'll be right back. Okay. Smoke ring noises from Puddin', right? Seriously. I need more water soon.
I can't do that.
Really?
Yeah, I never bothered to learn and or cared.
I was gonna say, in all your years of smoking, I'm really surprised you never learned that trick.
Who are we looking for again?
I'll check on it in a moment.
TODN versus Hash 2?
Yes. It's TODN. They're probably currently again in that room against Tosh 2, but it's TODN and UWTS.
Yeah.
Let's reset this. Let's reset this. Here we go. Alrighty then.
Outside parking.
Time, we got 10 minutes. So
10 whole minutes.
10 whole minutes. So for the first few, we can take a look at the current standings. So right now, TCA is easily in first place in Group 1. TCA is made up of players from TWA. So there should be no real surprise with what's happening here. I can't, maybe I can see it under participants. TCA. Okay, well, that doesn't help. You'll see them tomorrow, whatever. In Group 2, though,
What?
FSO... Yes?
We're going to see TWA in the finals?
You know, you're going to see TCA in the finals, not TWA, TCA. The Total Clown Alliance. FSO and SSB are pretty evenly matched. Now, we covered one of their rounds earlier today. For Group 3, we have Guilty and TFX tied up. So that's really interesting. Now, we didn't cover either of those setups because somebody else had already grabbed that game, the various group 3s. Basically, I went and picked up a whole bunch of stuff, and then when I went to go back, everybody else had already kind of filled in. Unfortunately, there's a couple of openings now. Last night into this morning, more last night, there was only one opening, meaning it was like so many of these games were being cast, which is great, by the way. It's really good for having these games covered. So that's a tie in Group 3, which is going to be an interesting one. I'm really curious to see what's going to happen there. Guilty and TFX. Clefender is going to be streaming that one. In Group 4, Shots easily winning over Ray and Exile. In Group 5, Entity easily winning over Seko 7 and Wookiee 05. In Group 6, Baotu and NAC are pretty closely matched. And what are they doing here next in Group 6? Baotu and NAC are fighting each other. Okay, so that's a pivotal game as well for their group. And that's its Clace. Okay, so that's going to be covered. In Group 7, we've got TFD versus FFP. They're evenly matched. They're tied up. So Group 7, who's covering Group 7? That's Melonin Krieg. You can check that out if you want to see what happens there. And we are covering Group 8, and we are doing UWTS and TODN, which is absolutely crucial for UWTS to win. Otherwise, they end up possibly tying Tosh 2. So that's going to be an interesting one. Yeah, to have a tie. Zath would have learned smoke rings if he had smoked. Important to get all the smoke skills that are available to be super unicum. Otherwise, why bother? This is true, Electric. You know me so well. So the host for this is going to be mdragic04. The game is up, obviously, under the other names for right now. It looks like they just finished their second game, so mdragic will probably remake the room or whatever, but it does give us a little bit of time to talk about tomorrow. So tomorrow is going to be a little interesting. So we've got a pseudo-Swiss stage here. Basically, the way to get out of the pseudo-Swiss stage is to win 2 of the matchups or to lose 2 of the matchups. So if I click on here, it looks super messy as heck. But remember that the top of each group then owns that group. So TCA absorbs UNCRN, so Unicorn. And they also absorb the Free Beer Legion. Love that name. So it'll be TCA, for example, tomorrow. Okay. So these groups are going to be, these 8 teams will be seated here. Okay. Now, any team that wins 2 moves on, and then any team that loses 2 is eliminated. I believe is the way it works. We go here to the pseudo-Swiss. Read the rules, everybody. Read the rules. 2 ships can now be banned. And you've got 9-player teams now, so matches will be longer tomorrow, full 90-minute stages or games. I don't know if there's anything else to talk about besides the 2 bans and 9 versus 9 starting tomorrow. For tiering, 2 possible options. Teams can choose to bring in an 8. I think they messed up this. It's supposed to be 2 tier 10 and... Oh, right, because it's 9 ships. I keep forgetting. It's 9 players now instead of 3. So you can bring 8 tier 10s and 1 super ship, or you can bring 2 tier 9s, 5 tier 10s, and 2 super ships. What do you think about that, Puddin? Which option would you take?
I honestly don't know.
8 tier 10s and 1 tier 11, or 2 tier 9s, 5 tier 10s, and 2 super ships. I'd probably go for the 1 tier 11 and 8 tier 10s myself.
I don't know, but 2 super ships is kind of
Mm-hmm.
you know, that's like 2 Condes.
No. You can only have one super ship of the same class. So if you do the two 11s,
like I said, Conde main.
then you're bringing a super battleship and a super cruiser, or a super destroyer and a super cruiser, etc., etc. 2 battleships maximum, 4 destroyers maximum, no more than 1 of the same battleship, no more than 2 of the same cruiser or destroyer. So you can't have, Kleber wolf packs, for example.
What?
And then
I've never seen a Kleber wolf pack.
And then moving farther down the line, you've got Max 2 Conde, Marseille, Napoli, Schroeder, Michelangelo, Max 2 of Marceau, Kleber, Mogador, Max 1 only of Gearing and Hargamo, Max 1 only Libertad, Colombo, Ushikov, and Maine, Max 1 only Libertad and Schlieffen, Max 1 only of Ushikov, Kremlin. And then there's a whole host of banned ships. So read the rules and you can see our map pool. So this will be tomorrow, guys. Decider maps tomorrow will be Riposte and Ocean.
I'm excited for Ocean.
Yep. Game is up, by the way, under mDragic if you want to jump on in. Got a couple minutes to go. Chat, weather report time. What's the weather like where you're tuning in? And where in the world are you tuning in? If you want to share, feel free. I'm in the Chicago area, and I think it's probably about 60 degrees now.
I don't know, but the sun's out.
The sun is out. That giant ball of flame is indeed out. It is 61 degrees where I'm currently living.
Like, weather.
In the room, the temperature has dropped to 74 because I opened my door, and it is currently 67 downstairs. Neato. Wife is out shopping, so I need to refill my water bottle. So I will run for a moment. Please don't let them start until I come back, okay?
Okay. Max. Okay, so you can't double up there. That's good.
Oh yeah, you're looking at the rules on the screen.
Mm-hmm. Well, we didn't have to wait because we're waiting on a player.
Perfect. So real quick too, we didn't talk about the teams just yet. So we've already mentioned before the unit comes without the stats. That's SFSO and Yeet. Part of the SFSO, Yeet, and Potato community. Here to see what we can do and hopefully win some stuff. And they're up against TODN, which is Troops of Darkness. And a whole bunch of German. So I get to go and Google Translate once more. Here we go. We are an active community composed of members from the 3 countries of Switzerland, Austria, and Germany. And their goal is to have fun. Nice.
Never heard of any of those countries.
Fair enough. Once again, guys, if you are enjoying the cast and the tournament, if you're on Twitch, feel free to toss a follow. That's clicking that heart button there. It means a lot for me. Also gets you in for giveaways and stuff like that, and the running for winning prizes. If you're over on YouTube and you're enjoying what you're seeing, feel free to click the subscribe button so that you can see more of this stuff in the future. Don't forget, I've got a ton of content out on my YouTube channel. I've been running that channel for like 8 years now or something. So I've got content from way back in the day if you want to see what the game looked like years ago. All right, looks like we are good to go. That looks like they are ready to get started. Hello, Morkbork. Let's get you a shout out, shall we? Bam. First real rain in a couple months. That was last week for us, Electric. We got tons of rain last week, didn't we, Puddin'?
Oh yeah.
It just wouldn't stop raining. It's like Forrest Gump, you know, big old fat rain, and rain that seemed to come up from underneath. It just kept raining.
Yeah, the dogs weren't happy at all.
I'm sure they couldn't go out so much.
Nope.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our last round for the day. A very smooth day at that. TODN and UWTS. Now, TODN needs to take these points away from UWTS, essentially. Go back to the groups phase. I had mentioned this at the start, but I want to double check. So, Tosh 2 is in the lead. Actually, they're tied. Tosh 2 and UWTS are tied. So if UWTS wins a single game, they will win this grouping and get naming rights. So TODN's goal is to essentially win both rounds. If they can, whoa, Puddin'. If TODN wins both games in a row, this will become a three-way tie for 5 points. We love ties in this game, don't we? So TODN...
No, not really, because the lawyers get involved.
TODN has a full torpedo build Udachi without survivability experts. What? And a Kozuma Minin, also, what? And then finally a Vladivostok, who fears the torpedo because of vigilance. Tell us about Team Red, Puddin'.
Well, UWTS has brought a Belfast, and a Atlantico, and a Michelangelo. And I kind of don't disagree with that, with it being ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Also means I don't disagree with anybody really running concealment.
Both teams chose to ban Schroeder in this game. So,
What?
yeah.
I haven't seen a Schroeder all day.
That's right, 53-foot plus solemn, thank you. Yeah, it's, we've seen it
Shocker.
all, and we saw Revenge in a Schroeder too, by the way, earlier. We saw Mini Bjorn in the Belfast, so he's been demoted to the Atlantico. We have not seen TODN yet. Now, Udachi's an interesting choice, right? You've got the torpedo reload booster and the smoke, and your torpedoes reach 15 kilometers, so you can smoke in a friend, like what's happening right here. Which tells, obviously, Revenge, hey, there's a destroyer nearby. What should he possibly use? So there's the torps. And then you've got the Vladivostok. Kozma Minin, what's so special about the Kozma?
I have
no
no idea.
So this is a this is the Alexander Nevsky at tier 10, but it's brought down to tier 9 if I remember correctly. She's got lots of consumables to choose from. Got the radar, of course. It's got an engine boost. If I remember right, the big thing about Kozma is that she's built more for a close-in fight as opposed to a Nevsky's traditional kiting away fight.
I mean, it makes sense with, you know, speed boost, defensive AA,
Mm-hmm.
and radar.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they took it for the radar. But it's an interesting choice either way. All right, Belfast grabbing the A cap. Vladivostok just has to bow in. I don't know about you guys. I'm rooting for the three-way tie. I think that'd be awesome.
I'm not.
Well, you want to take a
These
nap.
guys are actually kind of efficient on getting things done.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if there's three-way tie, this match is over. I gotta put a fork in me. Well, I mean, the Vlad's doing Vlad things, reversing and bow in.
Yeah, and that's pretty easy to do against a Belfast and Atlantico. He's not worried at all about torpedoes.
I mean, it's awfully nice to see a, you know, Yami at tier 8.
Mm-hmm. Ozma opening up. There's the radar to detect Revenge's Michelangelo. Is the Vlad ready for this? Does not look like it.
I don't think so.
So perhaps of a little bit of a miscommunication there. Vladivostok is more interested in the Atlantico that's approaching. I see.
Atlantico did a fine job mitigating damage and dodging torpedoes.
Yeah. That's all right. Udachi's got the torpedo reload booster and another rack coming. See what happens here. And poor Wotan saw my stream tags. Awesome.
Uh-oh.
Nope. Atlantico hit the brakes and the torps are going to fly right by. That's a dead Vladivostok. Revenge has actually turned around and he's turning north. Hello, User Joe. This is the Enterprise tournament.
Well, that's what happens when everybody shoots you.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the reason you came here with the Vlad, right? Is to be shot at.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, Udachi is not connecting torpedoes.
No, and that's the reason you bring him.
I like the Michelangelo going in. Here, you take him out. That way you can just take your Belfast and drive it straight at wherever his RPF is not pointing at, because what do you need that for?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you know, luckily the Udachi was like, here's a smoke cloud for you.
Early torpedoes, but both are gonna die. That's a trade. I think it's a bit of a mistake the way that they did that, but okay, at least they traded. And that leaves the Udachi, the poi boat, to just chill.
I don't think that was a bad trade, because like you say, you have a Udachi versus, I mean, let's be honest, the Belfast.
So the big problem with the Udachi is his concealment, right? Udachi's concealment is 6.1 kilometer. So he's still too close to the Atlantico, and the Atlantico just turns towards him. Makes it harder for the Udachi to back off and go dark.
One day the Belfast will have better aim than the Atlantico secondaries.
Well, AI gunners do the thing. Games by the 1,000 farted. Congratulations. Hope it was a good one. And that is it for game one. UWTS wins the first game. And like I said, that's crucial because that's enough to put them in first place in Group 8. They have now secured that lead.
What? No three-way tie? No lawyers?
No three-way tie. No lawyers. None of that kind of stuff. J. Romean Bass, thank you for the follow. Welcome on in. So for those of you guys wondering, the Enterprise Tournament, there's the links right there. Hopefully that's going out to YouTube as well. I think it is. Yes, it is. Good. And remember, I am covering this both on YouTube Vertical and YouTube Horizontal. And one other reminder, when this is finished, once I've confirmed there's no other games, we will be clearing out the delay, which takes a little bit of work on my part. And we're going to go to live play for however long I can stand it. We'll see. Hopefully you guys can stick around for that. More prizes, more fun, more giveaways, all that good stuff. Yeah, but no more pudding because he's going to...
long your wife will let you stand it.
This is very true. This is very true. This is very true. Now, y'all can help me with the negotiations. You know how that works. But, yeah. All right. Well, let's get into our last game.
Well, it's the last game of the tournament, but not last game of the day for some people.
Last game of the tournament day. Unicums without the stats, currently in first place. How funny is that sounding? They've got a Belfast, a Michelangelo, and an Atlantico. So they basically said, hey, if it worked, we're going to keep it. There you go. Ooh, Cincinnati on the Michelangelo, too. Neat. Tell us about the other side, Puddin'.
Well, TODN brought in A. Gary. I think they had that last game. A Toulon and an Atlantico.
Mm-hmm.
So
They
they
brought
got
an
rid of the
Atlantic over
land.
there.
Oh no, they got rid of everything. They got rid of the
Mm-hmm.
smoke and yeah, they.
Yep. Yep. They had the Cosma and they had the Udachi. They got rid of all of it. Now they've got an Azure Lane A-Gear. And then they've got the Atlantico.
Right. They
And
have an
then the
A gear.
Toulon. And at least they're all dressed appropriately.
The first two letters, that A and L, are silent, so it's just A gear.
Puddin doesn't speak weeb, for those guys wondering.
No.
Insert nose picking emoji. There you go, Shiest. King Cool Cat, hello. Looks like they're going.
I have been informed that the BA Montana has power crept Tech Tree Montana.
Oh really? Oh, okay. I thought that was a silent BA.
It's supposed to be, but I got yelled at for it.
Gotcha. So TODN doing the apes together strong strat. They're just gonna go straight into B and murderize whatever they can. Not a bad idea.
Why not? What do you have to lose besides nothing? I mean, we all know bacon is like the most important cap in this game, besides donuts. And there's no donuts. I wonder what they're going to focus on. First thing spotted or the battleship?
We'll find out.
Oh, Jesus.
You have a road trip and do something
fast.
Look at how they're all going stern on. They're all going in a kite away position. Except for Revenge.
Michelangelo's not, yeah.
Well, he's going to take a cap at least, because that forces the pressure. It puts the pressure on.
I mean, it is weird that they actually set up, like, I would say properly for what TODN is doing. Right? Like, they really can't just keep going forward because you don't want to give broadside to the Michelangelo. You don't want to bow into the Michelangelo because then you're broadside to the other two.
Yep, and this is what we call opening up broadsides, y'all. That's why in ranked, it's so frustrating when you watch all your battleships go the same direction.
What? You don't like your battleships hiding behind the same rock, so one set of torpedoes just kills everybody?
I try not to like that. So TODN is like the... I don't know, the charge of the light brigade right now. They charged into B, and now they're completely surrounded.
Well, it's interesting that the Atlantico is just sitting there. The Toulon's going after the Michelangelo, and the Aegir is going...
I don't know what the Aegir's doing.
Something. I don't know.
Honestly, he had a good shot. He was very close to the Belfast. He could have just charged him with Hydro going. Would have had a better shot at this, but... and now he's firing torpedoes.
Aren't those 6-kilometer torpedoes?
They are 6-kilometer torpedoes, yes. Maybe they're teleporting torpedoes.
We're bringing the Star Trek mode back, I see.
Alright, so... TODN's Toulon, now moving into C. Now, remember... Hello, Flozy. Remember that this tournament, all of these teams join forces. So, TODN, UWTS...
Wow, what a hit on the
I saw that. Great hit by the Toulon, I think that was. And also Tosh 2. Those teams all form a 9-player team. So UWTS is going to be depending on these people that they are defeating right now to play with them tomorrow and next weekend. Smokin' BBQ Pork Chop. When is KOTS starting? That is in 2 weekends from now. We have 4 weekends of straight tournaments. Don't you all love it? I know I do, and I know my wife does too. Nice kill by Revenge there. We have this weekend for this tournament, Enterprise I. And then we have next weekend for this tournament again, Enterprise I. After that comes King of the Sea, Trident Trials, and then the weekend after that is Team League. 4 tournaments in a row.
Man, it's like clan battles just ended or something.
Oh my god, did it really?
I'm not looking forward to this next season of clan battles.
Why not?
That's... I didn't like the season where you gave... What? The Petros the 9 key, like whatever that is.
Oh, the support consumables, yeah.
Yeah, the support consumables. I don't think you're gonna get a huge mix-up with these cards idea. I don't...
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all you do is change the meta. Oh, wow. What a shocker. Like, there always going to be some sort of meta.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so UWTS getting 3 points because of their 2-0, and I can do something we haven't really done yet except for, I think, the very beginning, which is show you the winner screen. So congratulations to UWTS for that win. Let's go back to the tournament screen for a couple moments here. Let's talk a little bit about some things. I need to exit out of the game. So this is the King of the Sea, the upcoming King of the Sea here. This is the Trident Trials, which will be in a couple of weekends, okay? It's June 7th through the 8th. And it's teams of 6. You can have teams of up to 12, and they come up with special Tier 10 Tournament Edition ships, or Tier 10 and Tournament Edition ships, whatever that means. And you can see the restrictions there. 1 battleship per team. Blah, 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 blah. We have some ideas about maps. We don't really know much about the rule set specifically. We don't know if there are viewer rewards. I've asked that question. I was the first to ask that. There have been a few others who have asked that question as well. You know, things like drops, special codes, whatever. So far, we haven't heard anything. But this will be coming up 2 weekends from today. This is KOTS timing, so it means it will probably start 2 hours earlier than today. So I will be much more tired. I almost said tireder. Much more tired than I already am today. So there you have it. We're going to take a look at a couple of other quick things, and then we're going to cut the stream and cut the delay. Hopefully that means you guys don't see the stream being cut. I'll explain that in a minute. It's pretty complicated, guys. It's pretty complicated. So first and foremost, let's take a look at the group standings here. TCA dominating Group 1. Kind of figured that was going to happen. Group 2, SFSO has come in first place. I don't know if they've reported the last battles yet. They might still be going. So before we get to this, actually, let's talk about tomorrow again. So tomorrow is going to be a pseudo-Swiss stage. So it's going to be 9 versus 9 because the 3 teams are going to combine. The 3 teams of 3 will combine. 3 times 3 is 9. You have Tier 9, Tier 10, and Tier 11 ships. 2 ships per encounter can be banned. Okay. Match duration is 20 minutes. 10 to 15 seasons of battle cruisers burned you out. Yeah, I can understand that too. And so they're going to go through this, and the idea is it's a 2-win, 2-loss setup. So, oh, clan battle scar, got it. So 2 wins necessary to get out, or 2 losses necessary to get out, and then the remaining teams then form the knockoff stage. So the knockout stage will have, show you here real quick, playoffs. It's going to have a loser's bracket and a winner's bracket. So essentially the top 4 teams from tomorrow will end up in the winner's bracket. That's where they start. The bottom 4 teams from tomorrow will start out in the losers bracket, and this will be next weekend, next Saturday. A week from today is when this happens. Okay. So we'll have to see how that all goes down, how that all plays out. Here. And then, so we've got 3 rounds of the pseudo Swiss stage. I'm not quite sure. It doesn't really say if it's best of 3. Number of matches played per encounter. Okay, so these can vary. So they will share what's going to happen tomorrow, if it's best of 1, best of 2, or best of 3. Probably depending on number of teams involved and stuff like that. Hopefully I'll have an awesome graphic to put up for tomorrow like I had today. Today's graphic, by the way, I got to hand it out to Clefender, putting this stuff together to make it easier for you guys to understand how these worked. It was very handy putting this up for the beginning today, the start of the stream. And also when I needed to step away for a minute, that was really good to see. So anyways, restrictions, no radar ships are allowed at all. Oh, sorry, that's for the knockout and final. This is only for this part. Okay, yeah, so when you were talking about the 2 tiers and all that, that's actually for the playoffs. That's next weekend. So this is the only thing we're looking at for tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully you guys can join for that. Let's see if we have any updated results for the groups. I'm going to assume by now everything is done. Do we have a tie between Guilty and TFX? I don't know what they're going to do with that. Guilty TFX. Let me scroll down and see what... they're playing right now, so they might not have finished. Puddin', are you still in the game? Can you check on that?
Oh, I'm not in the game.
Okay, I'll log in then. Also, code giveaway in progress. This is a blue bonuses code. You know the deal. Be a follower on twitch.tv/Lord_Zath. Type something in chat. If you're watching on YouTube, Rumble, Kick, you can get over to Twitch, follow the channel, and type something, okay? So we're going to look into this. Shots wins group 4. Go ahead. What were you going to say, sir?
Yeah, I got to go. I gotta go to the bathroom, and I'll be a while in there.
Okay. Well,
so
thank you,
y'all
Puddin'.
have fun. I will see you all tomorrow.
All right. See you tomorrow, dude. Entity easily wins group 5. Bautu NAC is... Let's see if they have finished yet. Bautu wins game 2. So Bautu should have secured group 1. Let me go back into the training battles here and see if I can see. It was Guilty, and GS that I'm looking at. That's Clefender. They are still in battle for game 2, it looks like. The TFD, FFP, we don't know what's going on with them. That's group 7. FFP, FSG. Here we go. FSG versus TFD round 4, game 2. Okay, that was just finished. FSG wins. TFD won game 1. So I'm not sure if that puts a tie in this group. So I'm going to ask in the Discord. It's the easiest way to do it. Group 8, we saw that play out. UWTS won. So we've got this group that we're not sure about. We're probably pretty sure that Bautu's going to win. And then we've got group 2 over here. FSO 1 and SSB. I'm going to ask that question here as well. Is there a tie in this group? And let's see what the answer is. Because obviously if there's a tie, we want to bring it to you. Hey, Taro. Okay. So there is no tie in SDW, SSB, FSO1. And in TFD Guilty TFX. Oh, where's Guilty? Here we go. Yeah, Gravity. H9, no, I am not getting sleepy. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go get drinky in a bit once we get started. So while I confirm that we are done for the day, here's what's going to happen, guys. We're going to switch to the after party. I need to cut the 2-minute delay. Now, in order to cut the 2-minute delay, I have to do as follows. Step 1, I have to wait until it catches up to the outro of the screen, so I have to wait 2 minutes. Once that happens, I need to disable my internet. Yes, you heard that right. I have to kill my internet. Then I have to kill OBS. Then I have to start up my internet. Then I have to start up OBS. Then I have to turn off the stream delay. And then I have to change to my replay theater scenes. And then I have to start back up again. And pray to God that you guys don't see a disconnect and all that good stuff. So I hope you guys can stick around for a little bit for the after party. I'll probably play some ranked battles or something. We'll see. So that's kind of where we're at for this right now. I'm still trying to figure out. They haven't been answering if there's any more games or not. So okay. So Guilty says no. Okay, so for that one, that was, I don't know what group that one is. Here, this one here. So Guilty comes in first place. Okay, I see it. And a tie for FS01 and SSB. We have a tiebreaker. Perfect. See, this is why we stay, guys. This is why we stay. Let's go. Let's freaking go. We have a tiebreaker round, everybody. Tiebreaker round. All right. Tiebreaker 1. TFD versus FFP. TFD versus FFP. All right, let's pop that down there. I'm going to run a commercial break. All right, I'm going to run the commercial break now. And let's learn a little bit about the teams here. TFD and FFP. TFD. Where are they on the sheet? Maybe at the very top? TFD. The Fatally Hydrated. Love that name. Cheers. Made up players from TFD and TFX. Experienced players looking for a bit of novelty to regain in this game and have some fun while at it. I like that. I like that thought. And let's see. The opponent for them is FFP. That is the Flottprojekte Piraten. I have no idea what that means in German. I'm guessing that's German. I'm guessing pirate has something to do with it. Let's see. Fleet. Why did I look this up? Fleet of Wet Pirates is their name. Fleet of Wet Pirates. And let's learn a little bit about these wet pirates. They want to get to know and play together with other clans. Well, that's nice. That is nice. And that's, which group are they? That's group 7. Okay. And that's why I was asking if there is a tie. All right. This is probably going to take a few moments to get us going. Hey, Clefbender, thank you for the raid. To celebrate that raid, we're going to yeet out another code. Actually, I think one's going right now. CC container is our next one. So make sure you're a follower of the stream. Make sure you type something in chat. Okay? Twitch.tv/Lord_Zath. If you're on YouTube, Rumble, Kick, another opportunity to win a prize. I was going to ask a question and then I thought to myself, read the rules. What do they have for First group stage. For tie. Nothing. Okay. A legit case where I couldn't read the rules. The answer is yes, this is a best of one. Perfect. Alrighty then. Excelente. Okay. I don't know if Putin's gonna make it back or not. That's okay. If he doesn't, it's alright. We will do it without him. He will be here with us in spirit. Also, we have some rules lawyering going on right now. Buffalo and Donskoy are the two banned ships. Not a bad choice, I suppose, for Ocean. Especially if you plan on playing Michelangelo with the smoke, or any other ship that's got smoke for that matter. You're going to play destroyers. And that being said, I kind of feel like anything with Hydro is fine anyways. So we'll see. We shall see. But again, this is what we're looking at here. We're trying to resolve this tiebreaker. Car Salem won the Blue Bonuses Part 2 code. Congratulations, Car Salem. And Gaelic Knight, thank you for putting that link out there. If people want to support me with Patreon, there's the link right there. I do offer replay analysis for people that support me with Patreon, as well as more things. I just ask that if you join that, you know, help me out by telling me what you need me to do for you. And then Gaelic also posting the Fabletics link, where I'm sponsored by Fabletics, like this awesome polo I've been wearing all day, and the shorts that you guys can't see, but yes, I am wearing shorts for no wardrobe malfunctions. All you have to do for that is just click the link. I am also being sponsored by Match Masters, so you can help me out there by clicking the link in chat, downloading the game on your cell phone, and playing through it as much as you enjoy it. Okay? And then don't forget, I do have a rerun channel where the best of my content gets put out to Twitch 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. A great opportunity for you to get your Twitch drops if you need them every week. I have a lot of people that show up on Thursday because that's when drops reset. And you can also tune in there for prizes. We have 2 prizes given away a day, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, wherever you're tuning in from. And that is Lord Zath RR. Well, I hurried up to run the commercial break and, well, okay, they're starting to ready up now. Sometimes there's a little bit of rules lawyering involved. Both teams, I mean, they want to win, right? They want control over all this. And they just said there will be a second tiebreaker. For another group. Whoa. Okay, mind blown. Which group is that? That's got to be group 2. That is awesome. That is awesome. This is what I live for, is tiebreakers. Absolutely what I live for. So we will have another game after this, guys. Your day's not over yet. Stay tuned. Be here. I gotta write this down. TFD FFP. versus FFP, and that's only one game. So what I think I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to end up cutting it here. So NAC versus TA-CO. That will be on the first video that goes out to YouTube. And then we'll have the 2 regular games plus the plus these going on. I appreciate you, Gaelic. Thank you so much. Click the link to get wardrobe malfunctions. There you go. All right. Here we go. Teams are asked if they're ready. Remember, this is only one game. And then we yeet ourselves over to the other round, everyone. Makes for a bit of a long day, but I'm okay with that. I'm just here for the after party afterwards, right? Here we go. All right, everybody, here's our first tiebreaker of the first day of the Enterprise I tournament. TFD versus FFP. Puddin is gone. I don't know if he will return. So let's take a look at our lineups. We've got a Gajah Mada with a full utility build. Interesting choice for Gajah. Cosma Minin. We saw Cosma a couple games ago on this map. Didn't really do too well for itself, but it's got the combo of radar and hydro. I had a feeling the defensive anti-air fire of the other Cosmo was a mistake. So it's got that. It's kind of built for a little bit more close-in fighting. And then finally for the battleship, the Monarch. First time seeing a Monarch, first time seeing a Gajah Mada so far today. Monarch for tier 8. Not a bad choice, actually. Recently got buffed. It's got the super heal, got good concealment, and the guns are no slouch either. Opposing them in the red, on the most balanced map in World of Warships, is a Fletcher. Fletcher's a good choice here for this game mode, or just another cruiser is fine. You can see that he's not moving full speed. He's trying to keep his teammate in the Chapayev within range so he can smoke whenever. Although Wind Player is starting to move to the right, that's going to make it harder for the Fletcher to do his job. They're like Arnold, stay tuned. And then we've got all good names are gone in the Teng She. This is literally better Synop at tier 7. And I don't know, I can't remember off the top of my head. I think this is Sa Zhen Bing with the buffed skills here. Interesting. Remember, the talents do not proc in a tournament environment, in a training room. Interesting decision, though, to put the battleship on the offside there, whereas TFD is going all together. Remember, this is a best of 1. This is for all the marbles. Whoever wins this wins control of their group. Pivotal game for both teams. Look at that tight formation here. It's almost like these guys have practiced now. I like what I'm seeing there. I like what I'm seeing there. Meanwhile, looks like the Gajah is kind of trying to do the same thing. He's trying to stay close enough to the Cosmo to give him smoke as well. Remember, Gajah's got the deep water torpedoes. They do not hit destroyers. They hit cruisers and they hit battleships. They do not hit destroyers. Whereas Fletcher can hit destroyers with their torpedoes. If I'm that Fletcher, I might start the smoke screen now and just move it on up to BCAP. See if that's what he does. Looks like they're waiting to grab the A-cap. There's the engine boost. I'm sure we'll see the smoke screen start in a moment. Engine boost to get into position faster and also lay out a longer, larger smoke screen. But he's got to be careful because if he waits too long to pop the smoke, he's going to be in Cosmo Minin's radar range, and that kind of negates that smoke for a little bit at least. Right, there's the Chapayev shooting at the Gajah Mada who just got detected. Actually, no, sorry, that's the Cosmo. Teng She in full hideaway mode. I would probably think that's a little too far away. But okay. Monarch gets involved. Tang Shay showing a good amount of side to the Monarch. And it doesn't matter. But because of how much closer the Monarch is, you can see that Chapayev is actually able to farm, whereas the Cosma cannot farm the Tang Shay. These torpedoes are radiolocation informed, figuring that whatever cruiser's in the smoke is hanging out at the end of that smoke, and he's completely wrong. Well, Cosma is in the smoke, reversing, has the hydro going. Probably still going to take a torpedo for his trouble, right in the middle. No! All skill, no luck. The torpedoes fizzle out. Look at that. Huge for TFT. Tang Shay continuing to shoot AP.
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
Honestly, I would probably go for HE on the Monarch with the Tang Shay. Just try to get some fires going, you know, that sort of deal, right? Looks like Monarch is shooting HE. Yep. Starting the fires. I like that idea, honestly. I think that's better than just brute force APing it. I don't think that Monarch is going to give him the angle he wants. Alright, Chapayev and Cosmo see each other. So that's neat. This is looking to be like one of those kind of real long, drawn-out slugfests. Because the battleships are kind of off on their own right now. I really don't get the decision of the Tang Shay to turn in and then turn out. I guess he's trying to support against his cruiser buddies. Let's follow his salvo in on the Cosma. That didn't do too much, did it? Dual radars going up. There's the Venn diagram on the map as Wazia's Fletcher pops the smoke to smoke up his buddy and the Chapayev. Radar is, interestingly enough, catching nothing. I love this Gaj's position. He knows how close he is to the Chapayev, and he's doing his best to stay right outside that radar range. And he just got picked up for a moment, and that's it. Is it enough for a reset? No. Cosma is not looking as good right now, trade-wise. Tang Shay's not looking as good either compared to the Monarch. Remember, the Monarch's got that super heal. Oh. Smoke from the Gaja doesn't look like the torpedoes are going to be that big of a threat. But the big thing is this Cosma needs to stay dark for a bit. He's got 15 seconds until his final heal is available. One of the torpedo racks is gone. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Two minutes left in this game, by the way. 2 minutes left. Because of that B cap, actually it's because of the earlier cap, I should say, at A. Looks like Team Red, FFP, is set to win this. Here comes our 2-minute warning. Right there. So it's really up to TFT to find a way in this game. They have to get on the B cap stall or they have to get a kill. FFP, all they need to do is just sit tight and not die. Cosma detected. Oh, this could be crucial right now. Cosma's turning in front of the Tang Shay. Oh, that's probably going to do it right there. That's a sticky fire. That will be enough. And FFP is going to win this game in a minute and change. in a minute and change, y'all. Taking a note on my notebook here with 1 minute to go. Really the only way back in for TFD is to get 2 kills right now. They've got to kill the Tangshe and maybe the Chabayev. I just don't see that happening. It was a good attempt, but I think the early board positioning from FFP grabbing that A cap was huge. Ooh, Gaja detected. Smoking himself. FFP wants to, for real, win this. Not just win it on time. But 20 seconds remain. And that's going to be it. Despite TFD's best efforts, FFP is going to come off with victory and control of their group. I don't even think these torpedoes are going to get in time. Maybe during trash time? Nope. That will do it. So, congratulations to FFP for the win. I'm going to go ahead and put the winner screen up. They have won their perspective setup. Nope, this is not Brawls. This is a tournament, the Enterprise I tournament. Welcome on in their concept. Okay. I'm going to go back to port. I'm going to find out if we need to stay in here or do a new room. I got to go to another room. Okay, let me do that real quick here. I got to do this fast because there's always the possibility they could start without us. All right, so this is FSO, and SSB. FSO versus SSB. Okay, so my guess is these guys are going to want to get this going as quickly as possible. And this will also be for control. This is for group 2. Both are tied at 6. And I think the other one was group 7. Yes. That's the one we just saw, right? So that was FFP winning. And now we're in group 2, so that's going to be FSO and SSB. Okay. Okay, so we're going to get that going. In the meantime, let's learn about the teams that we're talking about here. I think we covered them both. Yes, actually, this is a rematch from earlier today. That's kind of cool. Let's run the commercial break. Okay, so FSO1 is Fire Sunk Overmatch from clan FSO. It's a Polish clan, and they are here to get some fun. And they're up against SSB, which is Sinky Boat. And they are SFSO and -MM. And about them, they are a ship and they are sinking a boat. Sinky boat. Sinky boat. I got nothing on that one. This is the second team of SFSO clan looking for a chance to win and perhaps have a shot at kicking our friends' arses. Love that one. Love that one. All right, well, I'll let the teams know. I'm ready to go. I don't know. I think Million is also streaming. I think he's also... I don't see him on the list. I don't know. But I'm streaming this at least. Let's go. This is what we're looking at right here. All right. As I assumed, we have started. Concepts? No, well, no problem. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Come on, game. Load already. There we go. Let's get to the game. All right, everybody. This should be the last game of the day. This is why I always stick around just in case, and I verify that every group is done before I call it. Because as you can see, we have had 2 tiebreaker games. It's a best of 1. Both teams tied up for first place in Group 2. I believe this is Group 2. Whoever wins this wins Group 2 and gets naming rights and control for tomorrow. Pivotal. Very huge game. And this is a rematch from earlier today, actually. FSO has a Weimar, a Schroeder, and a Massachusetts Black. We saw this exact combo earlier today. Wonder if they changed up much of their lineups and stuff. Yes! SSB running Apollo Emilio. It's like they heard me, guys. Apollo Emilio. Let's go. Great choice on Ocean, actually. Because he's fast. He can get to A cap. Honestly, if I'm Paulo, I'm running my engine boost now so that I can get to the A cap as quickly as possible or get to the B cap as quickly as possible and do some spotting. They don't have a destroyer, so he actually has the concealment advantage with 7.1 kilometer. So if I'm the Paulo, I'm engine boosting right to here to B. Once I'm in B cap, I see what the enemy team does. I shadow them a little bit, right? And then I go to A cap. Looks like they've sent the Paulo to A cap first, which is another thing he could do. He could go to A first, and then he can go up to B cap. But I'm a little concerned about that because that provides no spotting for his teammates, the key and the Toulon. So this is a secondary key. We saw this same secondary spec key earlier, this time with IFHE. Good choice. And we saw Clarkey before too. I don't remember if he was playing a Toulon or not, but he's got a Toulon with Honore, buffed Adrenaline Rush, and buffed Expert Marksman. Let's go. Scuba Steve with the raid on in. Thank you very much, Scuba Steve. As a way to say thank you for that raid, we are going to yeet out a code, everybody. Once again, this is a CC container. If you want a prize, you have to be a follower of the stream, twitch.tv/Lord_Zath, and type anything you wish into chat. If you're watching on YouTube, Rumble, or Kick, get over to the Twitch channel, follow, and type something. Remember, following is free, of course. Plasmatic in the key, trying to prove he can make the key a good ship. Let's follow his shells in on the Weimar. One shell up the butt didn't do enough. Scuba Secure Raid in DD. How you doing, Super Average? There is a 2-minute delay for those of you guys who are new to the groupings. Plasmatic hiding away. He's got the torps out. Ironically enough, both of these cruisers are holding for dear life their hydroacoustic searches. They know the Paulo is a severe threat, and the way to cancel that threat is to have hydroacoustic search when you start seeing the smoke. They're also doing a nice job of covering their Massachusetts Black. If you notice, a Weimar on either end, and now that B is being captured, you can see Tomas's Weimar trying to get between the Massachusetts Black. That's awesome. What is this tournament? This is the Enterprise tournament. It is a very fun World of Warships tournament. This is the very end of our tournament. There you go, Vempehor. There's the smoke. See, as soon as the smoke happens, we get the hydro. This is a big mistake. This is a big mistake. Why are you doing this? He's betting on the Weimar not having hydro available. So he's assuming that they popped the hydro early. This is a big mistake. Big mistake. You have to be far more patient than this. That's a free gift. And that's going to be the win, because FSO, literally, the Weimar, is going to grab the B cap, and then he's going to walk to A, and that's GG. That's it, done. Hello, Safety Bunny. That's really it. I mean, unless SSB is able to kill the Schroeder, they can kill Felipe, and then maybe shove the Massachusetts.
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
But great work of hydro discipline by Team FSO. Don't give a Super CC container. He hates free stuff, he told me. I love free stuff. I love getting free stuff, and I also love giving away free stuff. Schroeder might be going down. Plasmatic turning, looking for this shot. He's going to be giving... Ouch! He gave broadside to the Massachusetts. Ouch, 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 ouch. You can see what happens when you don't have that turtle back there. Was hoping to get that kill on Felipe Schroeder, but didn't quite work out the way he was hoping for. Now, they still got to get this kill, but Plasmatic has to survive. So, yeah, that didn't quite work out for them. Oh my goodness. I've got people that have had very long streaks of not winning prizes, and I've had people that have had the opposite. You just never know when there's a giveaway. 3 minutes to go, guys, but this is pretty much all over but the crying. FSO with a official wargaming blowout, most likely win here on SSB to retain ownership of Group 2 moving into tomorrow. And that does it. Brilliant work by Felipe with the Schroeder, ensuring he doesn't get killed. And you can kind of see the key in the distance there. Upside down and sinking. Alright, FSO, let's set you guys as the winner. And there you go. There's your winner screen, which I realize I haven't done for vertical. I'll have to do that some point in time.